Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri, hanging out here on Zoom with the guys of Apex Shrine. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
It's been a long time coming.
Oh yeah. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Unfortunately, it has to happen like this. You know, we're all still in a lockdown, but
Yeah.
we're making do. But anyway, before we get going too far, you guys want to introduce yourselves for everyone listening?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Danny.
I guess I'll go first. Yeah. I'm Dan Eschman. I play guitar and sing, and I also do half the songwriting in the band.
And I'm his brother, Jack, and I play guitar and sing and do the other half of the songwriting in the band.
And I'm the bass player, Brandon.
Yeah, we go way back.
I play the bass.
Nice, man. Well, this like you guys are kind of alluded to early on. I've known of Apex Shrine for quite a while now, just through a lot of mutual friends. I know I've heard you guys on the Matt F. Bosler podcast.
Yeah.
You guys have done a lot of shows with my good buddies, been Brother Lee and the Leather Jackals, and and many others around town and stuff. But so I know I've been seeing the name a bunch. I've been following along online, seeing some of your music there and stuff. But I don't know that I've ever actually been able to see you guys live yet, which is unfortunate. And it just sometimes that's the way it goes. When,
man.
When I also work in the industry and stuff, and it's tough to be everywhere in this town because there's so many good shows going on.
If I had a nickel for every great band out there that I really should go see, yeah. Holy cow. I'm right there with you.
Well, yeah,
no
man,
worries.
I feel the same way about the podcast too. I've seen it everywhere, and I've never really give it a listen, but I'll definitely listen through some of them now that we gotten a chance to be on here. And,
yeah, man. Thank you.
Busted.
But
like you said, you can only listen to so many songs at a time.
Sure. Well, I put a bunch of them out there too. Everybody's like, well, I don't listen to all of them. I'm like, I don't expect anybody to listen to all of them because sometimes I put like 3 or 4 a week out there, and it's like, I just, if they're there, if you want to listen, have fun with them. But I have a good time recording them. I just thought I'd throw them out there and share. So,
man.
But yeah, I'm having a ton of fun getting to meet all these bands around town that getting to share some stories and songs and everything else. So, being I don't know a ton about Apex Shrine yet. Obviously, I'm guessing it starts with you two being brothers. I mean, you guys have known each other a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Yeah. I think, it goes back to when we were kids and just first starting to dabble with the guitar and listening to our parents' record collection and getting way into Casey classic rock and all that kind of stuff and just kind of growing from there. And then I started playing with buddies in high school. And then Danny was 4 years younger, so he started doing kind of his own thing with his friends from grade school. And those two bands kind of eventually combined somehow to become Apex Shrine. And players in a way.
I mean, that's kind of a way.
It's like that's like the fairy tale version, maybe.
Right.
But we've been, me and Danny have been writing and playing together forever, obviously.
Since, 11 years ago together, at least, with the Ship of Fools is kind of where we got our start in playing out and, seeing how that was. And Jack did all the songwriting that, back then. And
and then meeting up with some friends in high school and kind of taking it further with Without Hazard. That was a fun era with our friends AJ and Tim. And then we scooped Brandon into the mix because we needed a bass player, and he's always interested in music, and kind of, we kind of forced you to learn your way through it, right, man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It just fit right into that groove. So, once we kind of found this little outfit and just kind of found that people were digging the classic rock, psychedelic rock kind of thing that we were doing on our own, it's now kind of become we've expanded into doing more covers and playing bigger outdoor shows. Last summer was a great summer of doing stuff like that and exploring that classic rock palette a little bit more. And hopefully there's some growth there for us in the future, but we're finally putting this record out, which is very classic rock influence. So we're excited right now, for sure. Man.
Yeah, that's so let's talk about May 1st. The self-titled release will be available everywhere on the 1st, right?
Yeah. Yep. Everywhere music is streamed.
Right.
Yeah.
head over to your
it should be on there.
Yeah. And it's such a weird thing that, like you feel like you tell everybody to go to the stores and pick it up and stuff, but it's no longer a thing. Everything's just wherever you're on your phone now. It's like just click play.
Yeah, that's why we chose this time, because it allows us to be very super lazy about it and not have to literally move from our bedrooms. So, this is probably a good time to finally get that record out.
Yeah,
that everybody pretty much knows.
Right, you got nothing else to do. Just click.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
There's some more to consume while you're stuck at home.
That's actually what kind of triggered this initial conversation to start reaching out to you guys. Was you dropped the video for Burner the other day, and just awesome. Like, it's a great song, and the video looks awesome. Very well done, all of it. And that's reminded me. I'm like, oh yeah, we need to get this happening, especially with the new record coming out. So
awesome.
Let's talk about Burner, man. This is definitely a fun track.
Yeah, Danny.
Yeah. Well, I love the drum beat of the song. It usually seems to trip people up when you're trying to teach it to them.
Yeah.
But I think it's, I don't know. I think it's a good groove. Kind of, you can dance to it if you want to. You can just rock out to it if you want to. I guess if you want to talk about like the lyrics of the song, kind of just like a general feeling of like frustration. And that's kind of why, it went into the name of Burner, which we actually give that name credit to Brandon Fichtenmeyer, Pono AM.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a name for it the first time we played it. And he's like, oh man, this is just another great Apex burner. And we was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
And it kind of fit with the attitude of the song.
I remember when we were just rehearsing and you just kind of like, hey guys, what do you think about this? And you literally just started playing the riff and singing some of those lyrics like as is. I'm like, yeah, keep doing that. That's all. I think you got something there. That was fun. That was cool.
Yeah.
I don't really like you, but I don't know who you are. And no, I don't really want to, 'cause you take it too far. Who the hell am I trying to please? I don't really need it. I can't believe I really caught this disease. Go ahead, beat it. You know I got it, might as well beat it.
I just love to like it kind of starts, the one groove in the beginning, and then like halfway through, you break out the harmonica comes in, and then it just goes nuts, and that's what's a whole lot of fun.
So that's actually Drew Schaefer playing that harmonica track and we recorded that years ago in our basement, and we finally put that out. It was like the second take we wound up using of like 30 takes, and I hope he doesn't kill us for saying that, but he gets the credit for that. I've since learned how to play that bit, but not as well.
Yeah. Big shout out to Drew and Brandon, man.
Big helps.
And what about the video? Who'd you guys have help you with that?
So that's my good buddy Preston Guerra. He and I work together a lot for the agency, the ad agency I work for, and shoot a lot of commercials and stuff. So I was like, I gotta, we work so well together. I'm like, why not just talk to him and try to get something going? And it was really just, I knew that even if the concept was really stripped down and simple, he would find a way to make it look awesome with lighting and with different angles, and just bring some drama and some, smoothness to it, which he always finds a way to do. So that's a big shout out to Preston Guerra.
Yeah,
on that one.
Yeah, he was great, man.
Yeah. And then Colin O'Brien, our other old high school friend and former band manager in many capacities, and still is, I guess, kind of to this day, is the one who edited that together. So that was fun to work on with him as well.
Nice. Yeah, he definitely did that. I mean, like you're saying, it is a fairly simple concept of, you guys just like kind of in a loft area there jamming, but like it really, the production on it really stepped it up with all the lights and everything. And like when the harmonica part where it's like blacklit kind of thing, like where you're just a shadow and stuff playing in light. And that was cool to see too. So yeah, very well done, man.
Thank you.
It was cool.
Thank you very much.
It's just nice to see, especially like people taking, efforts to do that kind of stuff, to put some time and effort into making, a high quality video like that and stuff. So I feel like that's kind of the today where you need to be, everything has to have like a visual to go with it. And
we hear you loud and clear. It's like it's like very flattering to hear you say that, because we're just like, how do we do this? How do we keep up with this? And to hear you say that that's very awesome. So thank you. I'm glad we pulled it off to some extent.
Yeah, man. Well, be sure to check out Burner and the rest of the self-titled record wherever you're getting your digital music at as of May 1st. And what I know, kind of wanted to go back to. So you mentioned some of the summer stuff last summer. You guys got to share the stage with Pat Benatar, even being support for that show and stuff. You guys got to hang with a lot of cool people, like a bunch of, again, Brother Lee, Bucko Toby, Pierce, a lot of my buddies and stuff. And then also Talk, of course, and a group called the Judge. A lot of rock and rollers. Do you guys? What's one of your favorite rock and roll moments that you got to be a part of so far? You think like, which one of these bands rocks the hardest? You think?
Oh man, that's not fair.
That's a hard one.
That's not fair. There's been great moments where I've probably been way too drunk and I would be embarrassed to every time I feel like this is the best thing ever, and it's like every show we go to. So I don't know.
Well, for me, one of the Festus Street Fests was probably one of the best things.
Those are good times for
Either
sure.
The one where we played as AC/DC or the first one we ever played. Those are cool.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
I haven't made it down to one of those, but every time I see those lineups, I'm like, man, this is a stacked bill. Like everybody on there is great. And so it's, I imagine that's a pretty wild party down there.
Oh yeah, man, we've had some good times with those Festus folks for sure.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, I remember one moment I can think of is Pono AM's release party. I think for I thought it was for whatever the Good Vibes EP was, and we all ran up on stage. Apparently, I barely remember it, but Danny, Brandon, and I ran up on stage and sang it with them while balloons were tumbling all over. So that's one moment I sort of remember, and then remembered more when I saw the video. I guess
also last Halloween was a hell of a good time with Brother Lee, Pono, and the Manis brothers.
Yeah,
that was a party, man.
Yeah. And then Halloween before that too with Brother Lee.
Yep.
So some spooky times with those guys always.
Yeah.
Langoliers and Pono and Talk and Matt and Brian. We love those guys, and everybody really. It's just there's good rock and roll crew. The Judge, like you said,
we're very blessed to have such a very eclectic and just a supportive music scene, and there's so many great rock and roll bands around here, man. It's cool to see you guys all collaborating and doing shows together and stuff. But they're all good dudes. That's that's the best part about it. So
very down to earth, real people in this town so far.
Yeah. So you guys talked about getting to record with you brought in Drew on that track and all this stuff. Where'd you guys end up recording this record at?
Our parents' basement are like the first half, and then the second half was in a basement in Kirkwood on Big Bend.
Yeah,
which is a house that me, Brandon, and a couple of our other friends moved into. One was AJ Lane, who we played with for a long time in Without Hazard.
Yeah,
and he pretty much did like all the engineering and the first rounds of mixing on it and stuff. He was a huge part of making it sound the way it does.
He was kind of like the producer of it, really, I think, and just kind of kept us in line and kept it simple. And then when we gave it to Gibby, Zach Gibbons, he kind of built it back to where we kind of had some of those files with AJ, because AJ moved to California in the meantime to pursue his dreams. And man, we totally miss him, but it worked out to where we have these two great minds on the mixes that you hear, and it's it's cool. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, I gave it a full listen, man. I listened to the whole record today, getting ready, and just felt good. Felt like like you. I mean, we were talking about earlier. You got your Pink Floyd, you got your AC/DC, and you could feel a lot of those influences coming out in the sound. I mean, it's just a feel good rock and roll record, what you would expect from everything from Apex Shrine. So there's definitely some good stuff on there. Another track I wanted.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. There's another track I wanted to talk about was is it Tonedelayo? Is that
Tonedelayo?
Tonedelayo. All right.
Yeah.
In a worn-out Chevrolet watch you blow by real fast. You know I got a Camaro. It's my baby, Tonedelayo. And no one else has got what I got. Just built a brand new engine block. And I was waiting on a lube job. Overstayed in the parking lot. Yeah, I was waiting on the old girl to stop for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
It's fun to hear too, because like this one, I guess more, I guess some of the effects pedals and stuff on the guitar and all that. Like so, it was a lot more unique sound coming out of there and stuff. So almost like it's almost like playing like guitar underwater. It felt like, or something, like
that warbly. Yeah. Danny had his phaser pedal turned up all the way by accident and started playing this thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, do that again. Played some chords over it. That was one of those really cool moments where you get just a song out of just dicking around really before you start rehearsing. And I just had like some car lyrics because I owned a very terrible Camaro at the time, an 80s Camaro that I had named Tonedelayo after a World War II bomber named that. Like the pinup nose art days of World War II, where they'd name the planes, and there was one called Tonedelayo that actually still flies today. I named my Camaro after that. So, because I thought it was cool, and then we wrote a song about how it's, you're always trying to get it back together. And then our precious van is also referenced in that song that we do still own to this day. Unfortunately, I sold the Camaro, but I don't know. It's just kind of a song about a guy with a car that he loves but causes him trouble, I guess, is the general feeling.
Right. Yeah, man. I think we've all been there.
Yeah. First car blues.
Yeah.
Would have been another alternate name for it, maybe.
Was that your first car, the Camaro, or?
Yeah, that was I decided to get an 80s GM monstrosity for my first vehicle. So
what about you, Dan and Brandon? What's your first car?
I'm still driving my first car around. I've had it for I guess 6 years now. So it's a 91 Mazda Miata. And I love it.
I'm on my fifth car.
Yeah.
My first car was my first car was a 95 Acura Integra.
There you go.
What color were the hubcaps?
They eventually got spray painted green.
I got some rides in that thing.
Yeah.
My first car my dad bought me was a 1988 Crown Victoria station wagon with with wood panels.
Oh yeah, man, that's a classic.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I've shared some stories in the past, but this it was definitely a head turner, man. People paid attention when I rolled through because I duct taped this plastic rat to the hood ornament, and just for fun. And I usually had these two Jensen 12-inch subs in the trunk area there, and I usually roll that back window down and bump it out the back window, and I'd have something like that Gord's cover of Gin and Juice or something like that playing. And,
that's awesome.
So
hell yeah, man.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, brother.
So we ended up taking. I remember one night we took like 13 people to the bowling alley in that thing. So that was.
You probably fit more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing was a party on wheels, man. We had a lot of good times in that car.
Awesome.
I bet.
And I drove the shit out of it. So
that's what you do.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Crown Vic wagon. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't quite a Camaro, but definitely I think song worthy. Of car. There was definitely a lot of songs to be written about that car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Camaro wasn't quite worth a Camaro, really. But hey, we won't go there. Ugh.
Well, do you? I guess it kind of stinks that we're in this situation right now currently with everything in lockdown and stuff, like I said. But and everybody's been talking about it. But you guys, it just stinks that we can't have like a proper release party to celebrate this record and play these songs live. But do you guys? You guys thinking you're trying to figure out some other ways to get creative, or making some plans for hopefully a fall release or something like, or party or something like that? Or
yeah, I mean, right now we're just pretty much as we're sitting around all stuck, we're just like, now's the time to just focus on getting it out there finally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to plan something for when we can all hang out together again and have a party and have physical copies there if people want to pick them up, or just really celebrate finally doing it and getting back together finally. And
well,
definitely want to do something.
I mentioned I think just off mic also mentioned the Boys of the Wilderness. Dan and Bobby came on the show the other day talking about their new record, and that's kind of where we were at with them too, is like I felt like it's stinks, but that we're doing it this way. This is not really ideal how we would have drawn it up, but also it's not a bad idea just to get it out there, like you're saying, just so people can learn all the words to the songs and everything else, and then when we have the party, everybody can dance and sing along all night and have a good time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about releasing it now or waiting even longer, but then I heard Brendan Benson's new album, from the Raconteurs, that guy, and it's awesome. And I couldn't be happier that he put that out. So it kind of, I was like, oh, this is a good time for people to do this. I think, we have a lot of time to just sit there and, let it marinate.
Yeah. On the other hand, the people who come see us play will know most of these songs. They've already been singing and dancing to them. God bless them. And it's I think I'd like to, on behalf of the rest of these guys, formally apologize that it took a global pandemic for us to finally release this album.
Yeah.
But I think it's so us. It's just so us. It's like, hey, we're ready to do this. So yeah, some sort of party whenever we finally can get back together and do this again.
Yeah,
there will be rock concerts again. Come on.
Yeah. I think we'll be back in the clubs before too long. I think our big amphitheater and arena shows are probably going to be a while before they're packing 20, 30,000 people in places and stuff. But I think we're probably right back at Off Broadway or Ready Room and some of these other fine establishments around town soon.
And thank God for those people, because they work so hard and they're so hurting right now. They're like with nothing to do, to just wait it out and try to book ahead, and feeling for all those venues right now. They've been so good to us,
Yeah, man.
So,
well, yeah, you mentioned, I guess that people know all the words. I guess some of these songs have kind of been around, lingering around for a while, right? A couple of them.
Yeah.
Probably like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
Well, I know one I wanted to talk about also, there's a fun video for, and I think it's almost 2 years old already now, but it was Southern Fried Tragedy. You guys did a little Tiny Desk concert in the van and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just pulled that video up the other day and watched that little like stripped down version of it in the van.
Yeah.
So it was cool that now like we'll have it on the record and stuff and having studio version of it.
Your world, your crazy ways, and long ass work days. Got Ernie in a little pit, so he threw a little fit. His wife knew that he had a gun, and that's why she went on a run. With another man that she loved the most, to her, Ernie was just a ghost. While Ernie's face was turning red, bad thoughts went through his head about the man and his wife. He wanted to end their lives. He stepped up into his pickup truck, tried to run him down, had no luck. He watched as they got away. Now he's lost another day. You can't run, you can't hide. You will live with what you've done till the day that you die. The heat is hot on his trail, but he ain't ready for jail. He knows now what must be done, so he grabbed his 6-gun. He shot the sheriff in the face. The deputy quickly took his place. He said, "This man is now worth a lot to me dead. Boys, grab your guns, aim for the head." Hold up in a little shed. The man and the wife were as good as dead. Ernie burst right through the door. Before he could aim, he hit the floor. His own wife done shot him down, and they drove back into town. The man stepped in to collect the reward. Now he's got his money and his whore. You can't run, you can't hide. You will live with what you've done till the day that you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's kind of funny that you say stripped down version, because the actual recording is. I think we actually in that video AJ was, doing the percussion for us then, and he, instead of like having a bass drum, he had a suitcase, like a little suitcase. And when we went back to actually record it, we just grabbed that again because it sounded better than anything else we could find.
The record, the recording on the album is not too far stretched from what you guys did in that van that day. So
yeah,
we could have just used that audio probably. Saved a lot of time.
I like that kind of stuff though. I like untraditional uses of instruments like that and stuff. Like there's a guy I'm a huge fan of, and I talk about him a lot on the show. But a guy, Lincoln Durham, and he's got a couple songs that one features him playing a suitcase, and he's got like now he's got a axe turned into a guitar, like, and he plays like it's like a diddly bow, like one string, and he plays slide on it, and it's badass. And like it just looks cool playing an axe.
That's awesome.
I've been seeing videos going around of some guy, I don't know what his name is, it might be even a few different people, but like making flutes and stuff out of like watermelons and like other kinds of fruits.
Playing Smash Mouth covers. That's hilarious. That's awesome. Oh, thank God for people doing stuff like that on the internet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that especially like in a time like this, in this pandemic like that, like I love seeing all the different forms of creativity. I mean, those might not necessarily be because of this, but like there are a lot of people finding ways to entertain themselves and get creative and still make the best of this time. So
definitely,
yeah. So
that's all you can do. I mean, you got to stay positive and stay creative and just, that's it. Those are the two things really. Can't do much else.
Thankfully we have the internet for these beautiful weirdos to share all these with us.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Well, I had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you guys before we get out of here. And I guess you guys can all answer. But what's a dream duet or collaboration you guys would love to see for Apex Shrine?
Oh man, that's an interesting one.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be it shouldn't even be in our control, and somebody should just be like, boom, you guys got to do something with the River Kittens by next Wednesday or something like that. And that when we'd be like, oh man, okay, we got a lot of planning to do. Or we could just like fucking blow it out with Brotherly or some of the guys from Bucko and Pono and just do something like an armada of rock kind of thing. I don't know. Those are my two takes. I don't know.
Yeah, I would probably lean more towards doing something a little less, blown out right now.
Yeah.
That's just kind of where I'm at right now after getting these songs out. But I'll probably go back and forth between, something a little bit more like Southern Fried Tragedy versus something like the rest of the stuff. And
what about like a guy like Brian Johnson or something, or
You think he's available?
Yeah.
I think he's probably working on his 20s Bentley Roadster.
Yeah.
And taking a break from
I'll make some calls.
All right. Hey, if you want to make the calls, we're willing. Brandon? What do you think, Brandon? Anything? You think like Scrub or someone like that, like hip hop? Maybe we could go down that route. That'd be kind of interesting to try and do some rock.
Yeah.
What would be the next way to smash rock and hip hop together and hopefully not wind up with something that's too Kid Rock? I think we wouldn't run too much of that risk, but I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool though. I'm sure Scrub would be down. He's always down for a good time.
Oh yeah.
So,
He's such a good cheerleader for getting together and collaborating. So it's on us to go to him.
Yeah. What about, do any of you do any celebrity impressions?
Oh God.
Well, me and Jack, we quote things all the time. There were a lot of Simpsons quotes. It looks like Jack's getting ready to do something.
I don't know what you're talking about. Personally. Frankly, I think that this is the best interview that I've ever done. Personally, frankly. And you ask anybody, they'll tell you that it's the best. They'll tell you that. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of Trump.
I can't. I have to really get ready to do Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
It's but we I don't know who else. I do accents and stuff for work and funny voices, so I get to do that all the time, which indulges my weird performance side even more. So I don't know. Danny, who do you yours?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about like all the voices between like Kroll Show or like Big Mouth. If you watch those, and
Nick Kroll is great.
Oh, hello! Imitating the things you hear on TV.
Yeah.
What do you think, George? Should we stretch out first before we play basketball? No, let's just stay tight and get injured.
Let's stay tight. Hey, Lois.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. There's an easy one I can pull out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's typically some of the most fun, I think, is all the cartoon voices and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Oh!
I wish I could do a good Zoidberg, but I can't, and I'm not going to try it right now.
Yeah.
That's what I wish I could do.
My friends. Well, we just got a puppy named Monty, so I can just be like, excellent.
Yeah. Nice.
Those aren't celebrities, but there you go. That's what you get.
They're celebrities to me.
There you go.
If I met Mr. Burns, I'd be I'd probably get an autograph or something. Is there let's see, what's a movie or a TV show you guys wish you were in?
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, we were just like an auxiliary.
I just want to hang out in like the background of every scene of that movie. And just like have my own badass.
I'm still pulling for the Apex Shrine sitcom. I think we still need to try to do the Apex Shrine sitcom. That's narrated by John Mulaney someday. So he's like, and when we last left the boys from Apex, and then it picks up.
All right. That movie is so good, but I don't think it would be half the movie if it wasn't for those soundtrack. I mean, because that soundtrack is amazing.
Oh yeah,
and but I mean, it's so iconic too that just like you can't help but to think of the car scene whenever you hear Sweet Emotion and stuff. It just
definitely
it's like drilled into your brain. Like once you hear that opening bit of Sweet Emotion, you think of that car coming around the corner, and
yes, you do.
Yeah, man.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, good stuff, man. Well, it tells me we have less than a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can start back up or if we call it, or we're going to wrap this thing. I don't know.
I feel good.
Yeah.
You guys feel good?
Yeah. Sure. Whatever.
All right. Well, again, follow Apex Shrine on, you got your Facebook, and you guys do the Instagram also.
Oh yeah.
Instagram. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram.
And be
Bandcamp. Yeah. Our own website, apexshrine.com. Finally.
There you go.
Yeah. That's another new thing.
Get out there and
stick that in there.
Get out there and support these guys, and be sure to